It's coming. It's for the real. It's for the shout out Eric Andre. Follow me on this one. Say hello to Mr. Recess, the aftermath of back cuts, making sure we eat next, cause we just might end it all off the deep end. These dark nights got us close to jumping off the heat ledge, trying to do right like 3 lefts around the block, where mothers planning grocery shopping around the rocks, and dad's gone so the kids run around a lot, and the cereal album couldn't have it when they found the pops. Now ain't that a slap in the face? Maybe that's why we find our own way of slapping the bass. Look, we just the product of the slow jams, idolizing Ninos and chasing after low hands with no hands. Just a plastic bowl with a sippy straw, some 2% and roaches floating in the Captain Store brand. And they wonder why I stick to the program. What type of question is that?
Tell me a little bit more about your upbringing, but first, let me know if is it something that comes
it was
natural?
something that it's natural, but at the same time, I went through a phase in my life where I had it taken away, and it was instilled in me again. Whereas I was born in West Africa, Senegal, and I grew up basically with my mom and my grandmother because my father came out here to provide a better life for us when I was 3.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And from the ages of 3 to 7, which are kind of like from being a child to like a kid,
Sure.
and that's when your mind is starting to learn how to process. I was raised by women, so that's where all the heartfelt respect for women comes from. But when I got here, the man came, my father, he just raised me with manly values and values of life, of like from a man's perspective. So I kind of got both sides separately.
Which is very interesting because the new energy that's here is basically us trying to figure out how to balance the masculine and feminine sides of ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting how you
Yeah.
had that feminine side from the get, you know, and you received the masculine side from your father, and now you're joining them together to become who you are.
Yeah, basically. Like in one of my songs, I come on and I say, I'm a son of a hustler and a mother that be stressing out.
Yeah.
That was just to say that my mother is emotional. So I get the emotions from her, but I get the grind and the hustle from my father. It was just saying who I am, but I used them too to
Sure.
bring
Now you
the
said
balance
that
in
you
there.
came to the USA when you were.
I was 6 turning 7. It was December.
7.
Actually, this year made 15 years that I was here. So.
And how do you feel as an artist that, you know, that wasn't rooted in the U.S.? You came from somewhere else. I mean, does that give you that push to be a little different? Is
Naturally,
that your fuel?
my upbringing, because like a lot of my peers, like for example, some of them didn't have fathers or they didn't have like just a family, but
Sure.
I had the family. But we were all together in the hood, what they call the hood, and basically, I used my upbringing to mold who I am, and also I got the other side from where I was from with the people that I was around, and I kept the balance. I wasn't allowing myself to be influenced, but I tried my best to influence the kids around me to that there's better ways to do things. So I think naturally that's why I've become the way I am, and in the music it reflects exactly what I feel.
Most definitely. When we first sat down and I introduced the piano, and I asked you what were your goals, you said that your goals were to change the world.
Yeah.
I find that very interesting because I feel the same way. I have this burning
great.
desire inside of me that's just my mission and nobody's coming in between that.
That's
you
great.
know?
Yeah.
And that energy precedes you. How did you get to that stage, and in which ways do you want to use the music to fulfill that mission?
That was like kind of instilled in me when I told you like I had this upbringing and then it started to go away and it came back. It came back when I lost my grandmother and I never met her. We didn't go back home to Africa for me to meet her yet.
So you were young when you were brought up with her, and then
no, this was my father's mom.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
I've never met her, and that was my father's goal for us to meet her, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. And it just instilled this like thought process in me that you can't sit back and let things hurt you. You can't sit back and let things hold you back. And I searched up her name the other day online, and it means to hold back. So it's like
wow,
in a metaphorical way, like it meant like losing her, I stopped holding back. And I'm here to change the world, and I feel like she's in me. She changed my life, and I never met her.
You never even met her.
So for people who have never met me through my music, my goal is to change their lives, which means to change the world, basically.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
So it's like intimate
Let me get that, blow it up. I'm loving it. No, it's just so good because I think we need to start a revolution in this game. You know what I mean? Like I heard somebody the other day, and he was like, I'm just gonna come out with this new motto, F rappers, and it may offend a lot of people, but I think it'll start a movement. Because rappers are too stuck in this, mental matrix and in this image that they have to uphold because they have a brand, and they're not given room. This industry is not given room for new artists to come out. And that's really important. We need to hear new voices because we need to see ourselves in the reflection around us. If not, we're just going to become what is given to us. And what is given to us isn't meeting our needs.
My thing is, like, a lot of artists have an image. And like it's because they're afraid to put themselves out there. Like I went through that, and I forced myself to put myself out there. Like I made a song about all the negative things that were going on in my life, and I just put it out there. I was scared. I was very scared. But I feel like the best music, the best art you can make is when you're afraid to put it out. That's the best stuff because it's so personal. It's so personal. You're afraid of being judged, but putting that out there, putting that energy out there, there are people who feel that exact same way that don't have that outlet. So they're not judging you
either. Sometimes they don't even.
They don't have a voice. Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes they don't even understand the feelings. Then they don't know what's going on.
Exactly. So putting that out there is like you have, as an artist, you're putting yourself out there to help others, and that's basically what I feel like. It's a responsibility. It's not anymore like just something to do.
It's very interesting because Eric and I was speaking about this earlier. We were listening to Adele, and it was just like, wait a minute, like she's saying some serious stuff here. I don't think that I'd be able to admit that to myself. Not admit it to myself, but I don't know if I'd be able to share that with other people.
With the world,
because it would leave me feeling too vulnerable, and we have to remember that it's important for us to share our lowest of lows and our highest of highs, just so that there's different perspectives.
Has to be a balance.
There has to be a balance.
Yeah, has to be a balance.
And I think that's where we're going wrong in the game. Everybody wants to talk about how they have, the Maseratis and popping bottles and
that's funny.
All these labels, and it's like, who are you kidding? Why are you hiding behind all this?
That's funny because I just did a music video. With my boy, it was his music video, and everybody was getting it like fresh, getting a cut, and like I wore my everyday stuff. I was like, I'm not gonna put out an image that's not me. Like if I didn't get a cut this week and we're doing a video, I don't have a cut for the video. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they were probably like, look at that kid, he looks so organic. I'm feeling
this is me. And I actually before that I did a music video where like I was I didn't have a cut. It was I just wore my regular everyday clothes because if you see someone that looks like you saying something, you're gonna latch onto that rather than looking at someone that's studded and everything.
Like I said, your energy precedes
exactly.
you. So people feel that. People can sense your light. People can sense your energy. I can go into a room and feel out who everybody is. I can just feel the vibe. You know what I mean? And that's really, really important too. But I want to get to your music. I really want you to spit. I want to get a sample.
Could definitely spit.
We're gonna take a break real quick, and we'll be back with this young, gifted brother to bless us with his work.
Thank you.
Check. Yeah. Good Karma's gang. This song goes by the name of 11. It was a transition from 2010 to 11 for me to be a man. I feel like last year this time is when I made that transition, so here it goes. Please believe this is spur of the moment. Left-handed, so you could call this verse a Ginobili. Game winner, ain't written, just brought up as I thought him. Now I'm caught up like a Kobe to Shaq over a national starter. Maya, I aspire that you got that. Well, if not, it's an alley, go ahead and dunk that. In your mind is, I get dimes, cause I am on point with mine, not a god. I believe in Allah, not a 5%. I add 95% of that. Keep it 100, kick the pork like the pig skin that you're punting. You run it, it's nothing. I take my quarterback and 75% of the African that's inside me will bring the game to life like Jumanji. And that's until I perish, but I'm still here. Like Dell hit it, life is real here. That's how I might as well spit it. Took a couple of L's, but I'm cool with J's and never catching me doing them. Doing it well, I caught a couple of contacts. Far as the vision, I wore a couple of contacts. Back to the frames and lost a couple of contacts. Please don't take me out of context, but you dip, so you might get the wrong text. Like, who's this? Sorry for being honest, but truth is, I still feel like it's heartless. But you did, but that's in the past and grudges. I don't hold them plus unless somebody hold a gun asking for cash. I can't let them hold us up. It's GK, James Rogers holding us, and now down the dudes that couldn't stand us approaching us. Going from hate in the fan and Dakota Hawk. I see him acting, and even though I notice I don't show it cause I know it's fake, I'm busy hitting flows and getting Florida taking over states. And I hear him say I changed. Of course, how can I give you a difference if I still remain the same? I still remain as A, B, D, O, U. Ain't spelling out the rest cause it's too long, you know it's true. Ha! And if you didn't know it's cool, it's proof without them trying to teach them how to hold a spoon. Go to school, please go to school, cause all they teach is how to sell crack and blow the tool. Crack a 40, pull them blunts out and roll a few. And sip a few Coronas, you'll be known as cool. Then in a few years, you'll be known as who? That's what the system do. Don't fall victim to anything they trying to build, cause they trying to kill us in the mind still. We overpopulate them now cause it's more of we, but if you notice, they still call us minorities. Cause real rap, they don't care who we are and be, so I'ma hip hop until it's popping in the genre beef. And keep it rocking until I've given you all of me. Yeah, all of me, even the Portuguese part. Yeah, that's the quarter beat. I'ma spit a message forever until I'm deaded. I hear them already. It's saying play a part, but they talking to an animal. Elijah Thornberry, I'm the line going heavy. As far as who's the best, I ain't affected by the topic. So drop it like Scar did Mufasa. Imposters ain't nothing real about you. Hey, this is how I fell from one hotel. This is how I fell from one hotel. This is how I fell from one hotel 11. Thank you. I go by the name of Caliph. Shout out to the Overflow Cup Project, La Soul Renaissance, Good Karma Gang, Zero, the whole team. We out of here, man. Let's get it. Change the world. That's what we doing. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
You're back with Overflowing Cup. Oh my God.
Yeah. Good Karma is in the building.
Oh my goodness. That was like out of control. I am so like, my energy is just really off right now. I have to ground myself because I wasn't expecting that from him. I wasn't expecting that from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You are so humble. I mean, you don't even have this like swag going on yet. You just, it's real.
It's just in the work. I try not to like say much until it comes out. You know
and it's very interesting because when it came out, like you can feel the energy in this room just shifted. You know, it really shifted. Like I was sitting here and these two were behind me and they're nodding their head and everybody's going, ugh. They got that stink face, you know, like when somebody plays the bass.
The stank face, yeah, the stank face.
Everybody was like banging their head with the stink face. And I'm like, I got goosebumps.
Wow, thank you so much.
I got goosebumps. It was like out of control. What was that line that you said? You told me that I changed. How do you expect me to stay the same? Like,
I said, you're saying that I changed, but how you expect me to give you a difference if I remain the same?
What?
Yeah.
That is like that's some next level stuff.
Thank you.
But
so much.
I basically want to go back to the song in general.
Okay.
We were talking about synchronicity. And I heard you tell us the story about the song. When was it written?
Well, it kind of wasn't written. I didn't like that was like the first song that I didn't write either. Like I went in the booth and just like did it. Like I went in the studio and did it, then went in the booth and did it. Like it was kind of like a graduation.
Sure.
Because it was the end of 2010, and I told myself, like, yo, I can't let anything hold me back anymore, so why not start fresh this year? We went out, and then, like, I was like, just bring me to the studio. Everybody was
So
going
this
to the
was
after
last
party.
year on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve at, like, 4 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, no, 3 in the morning, I went to the studio, and I was there until, like, 6, 7. My boy came in right when I was done.
So interestingly enough, you wrote that song last year at this time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And this year you're here on musicfiend.com.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Representing.
It's amazing. It's great. And it was the beginning of everything, and now the project is done, and like everything is like on its way. But the song, if you listen, it's just I'm talking about everything that was going on, and like explaining myself for who I am, and just putting it out there like, yo, this is what you're going to get from now on. And I ended it with some like conscious stuff, but
Sure.
on top of that, I ended it with some like swag, like a little bit, just like
Just
here,
a little
you know,
bit.
so
Just a little
gotta
bit.
throw
You
it in
deserve
there.
it.
But
You deserve it.
basically, like, I mean, do you want me to break it down or like?
No. I found it interesting that your name's Caliph.
Yes.
Yeah. You're a Muslim. That's the name that you picked up. What's your original name?
My name's Abdul.
Abdul,
Yeah,
which
well,
is even hotter.
My name is Abdurrahman Dumbuya. That's my first name is Abdurrahman. But
That's real.
Abdul for short. Yeah.
And so you gave yourself this name, this sort of alter ego, which is really weird because you don't even have an ego, regardless. But tell us a little bit about the meaning of that name.
I learned about that name. I was actually searching for a name because like I was like, I don't have a name. I don't have a rap name. But I went online and I looked up a few different things, and I saw the name somewhere. I forget. I just saw it, and like it caught my eye. The look of the letters CALIPH, and I looked it up, and coincidentally, it had something to do with my religion, and it's like a leader in a community, like kind of the successor of the prophet.
Sure.
In every community to like continue the message, positivity and all that. And the way a story behind the way I spell it, because I spell it Caliph. The old way of spelling it is Khaliffa. But I spell it Caliph because I have old values, but I'm doing it with a fresh new culture.
You're doing it
so
new.
Like the new way of spelling it, that's like the like Americanized way of spelling it. So I got the old values with the new like attitude, basically.
Sure.
And that's what the name
Which
says.
is very interesting because I think knowing yourself and knowing where you're going, it's very important to stand in that.
Yeah.
You know, it's very important to embody that energy and stand with it. You had the author of Harry Potter. What is her name? The author of Harry Potter?
I don't know.
Rowling, J.K. Yeah, J.K. Okay, so you have
Rowling,
her,
J.K. Rowling, yeah.
and in her book, she said, "The whole world will know my name." When she wrote that book, and it became that. You know, what you think, what you believe, is what you become.
It is.
You know?
It is.
And that name just, it really fits you. It defines who you are as a man. And I wish you, you know, total success and
Thank you so
abundance,
much.
prosperity. We
Thank
need
you.
leaders like you on the day-to-day, in schools, out of schools, on stage, off of stage, in, you know, the workplace. We just need young individuals just
Thank
like
you.
you know?
Thank
And
you very
I
much.
hope that you become the great leader that you were born to be so that we can have our young children following a man like you.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank you
that
for
means a
being here
lot.
today.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks.
for having me, for sure.
And we'll be back soon with an Off the Hook exclusive interview.
Smooth rap. Smooth rap. It's off the top, off the top, off the top. It's off the top, off the T.O.P. Hold up, hold up. As I watch my previous recording on the screen, I think of dreams, think of scenes like a movie script. But it's not a movie, kid. I'm speaking off the top about this life that we live in. This chick that's on the knees, why is she ready to give it to me? I'm like, girl, respect yourself, not the money, not the cash. Don't respect they wealth. Respect your mind, don't respect that down there. Respect that you a dime, you are not a nickel. You are worth more than 5 hours a day. You know how it goes, I don't play no games. Stay up in my lane, but I swerve. Maybe in the HOV, cause I got people with me, so I'm in that HOV. Hate on me, it's weather. We talking about that highway, my way. Like he said, I'm doing it the skyway. Look up in the sky, you see Caliphe. Great, every time he spit up the top, I be doing it so ill, so skilled. Hey, got your girl, she down for whatever, but she know the boy is ill. She ain't chasing me for cheddar, cause look, I ain't gonna tell me that I'm rich. I ain't gonna tell you I got cash, but I'm gonna be next when you throwing all your bash. My song's gonna be those classics you put on. Don't be that cat that just come on this screen just to flaunt, just to front. Nigga, you passing them blunts. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't smoke, I don't drink. All I do is just post up on raps. And I think and I speak, it's the truth. What you talk about in the booth is a lie. So you lying like you lying on tracks. Where the train is gonna hit you if you lying on tracks. Tied up, my trainer thought I'd ride up and hit you, and now you dead it. Don't wet it, don't sweat it like an armpit, especially when the dawn spits.
Son of a hustler and a mother that be stressing out. If I don't love again, I'm cussing all my exes out. She in my bed and she naked, that mean her chest is out. I told her put her clothes back on and then she left the house. She tried to give it up, but I done gave up. Trying to make this money, but it's not enough to save up. It's not enough to save up.